You know, the Raiders haven't won in Buffalo since 2002, back when Rich Gannon was the quarterback. That's over 20 years that they haven't won in Buffalo. So the odds are stacked up against the Raiders. But as always, there's always a fighting chance any given Sunday, guys. And yes, I know that the Bills are coming home to their home opener. They don't want to start the season off 0-2, already trailing to the Jets in the division, and the Miami Dolphins already won. What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Raider Laus. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. And also, if you already subscribed, hit that like, hit that bell, so you're notified every time I come out with a brand new video. And also, leave me a comment. Let me know if you like what I'm doing, if you don't. Well, let's get straight to it, y'all. Our Las Vegas Raiders travel to Buffalo in week 2 to face the Buffalo Bills. Now, as you guys may know, our Las Vegas Raiders went ahead and got a head start. Instead of flying home after their victory in Denver, they flew to West Virginia so they could get a head start on getting acclimated to the time difference. So that means they're going to have practice Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in West Virginia, and then come Saturday, they're going to fly up to Buffalo to have their game on Sunday. The Raiders travel to Buffalo in week 2, which will be the Buffalo Bills home opener. And as of right now, the forecast is saying it's going to be cloudy in the morning and that there's going to be a possibility of rain. So expect the run game to be a big factor this game. And you know, the Buffalo Bills are coming off of a big loss. They lost on Monday night to the New York Jets. 4 plays into the game, Aaron Rodgers went ahead and tore his Achilles. So he's out for the season. And the Bills couldn't overcome the loss of Aaron Rodgers to the Jets when they inserted Zach Wilson, and they still lost. Josh Allen was a big reason why they lost. He committed 4 turnovers, 3 of them coming off of interceptions to safety Jordan Whitehead, and 1 fumble. So this guy has turned the ball over the most since last year. And what happened last year? Last year, they got rid of their offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll. He went to the New York Giants. And since then, Josh Allen has committed the most turnovers. He's committed 17 interceptions since the start of last year, and he's also lost 6 fumbles. So this guy will turn the ball. He will give you a chance to get the ball on defense. So that's something our defense absolutely has to capitalize on this weekend. You know, the Raiders haven't won in Buffalo since 2002, back when Rich Gannon was the quarterback. That's over 20 years that they haven't won in Buffalo. So the odds are stacked up against the Raiders. But as always, there's always a fighting chance any given Sunday, guys. And yes, I know that the Bills are coming home to their home opener. They don't want to start the season off 0-2, already trailing to the Jets in the division, and the Miami Dolphins already won. And the Dolphins and the Patriots play a Sunday night football game this Sunday. So if the Dolphins win, the Bills can afford to fall back 2 games. So the Bills absolutely want to have this game against the Raiders. But the Raiders are playing with house money. No one expects us to win. If you look at all the NFL game picks this past week, no one picked the Raiders to beat the Bills. So, you know, that's just like in Raider fashion. We don't want no one to pick us, because once everyone starts believing in the Raiders, that's when we trip over our own selves and, you know, we have a fluke. So this is exactly where we want to be, guys. Everyone against us. It's always us against the world. The Raiders against the NFL. And quite frankly, I think we could really win this game. And I'm going to tell you all the factors, what we have to do in order for us to win. You know, in order for us to win, the most important thing is that we can't turn the ball over. This Buffalo Bills team as a whole is a great roster. They're a great team. There ain't no question about it. They're a Super Bowl contender. And we're not quite there yet. But if we play mistake-free, if we don't commit any penalties throughout the whole game, don't commit no turnovers, no fumbles, no interceptions, I believe we could definitely win this game. But we're going to have to get a few turnovers ourselves. We have to at least commit 2. You know, we need to steal some possessions, and we need to execute in the red zone. Last week, we had 4 trips in the red zone, and we only came up with 2 touchdowns. We can't afford for that to happen this week. We need to go 4 for 4 if we get in the red zone, and all touchdowns. We need to pound the rock with Josh Jacobs. Last week, the Buffalo Bills gave up 172 yards rushing to the New York Jets. And right off the bat, that looks like, whoa, that's a big game they gave up. But not really. They gave up one run of 89 yards to Breece Hall. So just that run cuts their whole rushing attack in half. So their defense was pretty solid for the most part, other than just giving up that one big run. But we got Josh Jacobs, and we got a hell of a lot better offensive line than the Jets do. So I think we should have a really good game running the ball against this Buffalo Bills team. They don't have the same front seven that they had in years past. I think their defense is a little bit not as good as they were last year. Jordan Poyer is getting up there in age, but they still have linebacker Matt Milano. That guy's a beast. We need to run the ball away from him. If we could do that, we're going to have a really good day running the ball. And like I said at the beginning of this video, it's going to be raining possibly. So if it's raining, we can't afford to have any turnovers. And the best way to secure the ball is to pound the rock, baby. Pound the rock with Josh Jacobs, the franchise. Let's go. And last week, the Buffalo Bills only scored 16 points against the Jets. I don't think that's going to happen this week. They're going to come back home. They're pumped. They're going to be really excited to play in front of their home crowd. We all know what the Bills Mafia brings to the stadium. We know that it's going to be a loud, hectic crowd, and this Bills team is going to feed off of that. So I expect them to come off right out the gate, guns blazing, throwing the deep ball, but we got to stay on our toes. We got to stay ready, guys. We can't afford no big plays. We can't afford for them to march right down the field, 3-4 plays and score. We got to keep our composure, and we got to answer as well, because this is the NFL. Every team is good. Every team is going to have their little runs. It's all about if we can sustain it, if we could keep up with them, and if we could just hold them down to under 24 points. I believe if we could keep them under 24, 21 points, we could win this game. We only scored 17 points last week, and it's going to take more than just 17 to beat a Bills team. But all across the NFL, there was a very low-scoring games. I think there was a record 14 or 15 unders. So with that being said, it was only week 1. A lot of teams are barely getting acclimated to the regular season. A lot of players didn't get that many reps in the preseason. So expect week 2 for all the offenses to speed up, and we're going to possibly see a lot of scoring. Just look at this Thursday night game with the Eagles and the Vikings. It was a 50-point game between the two. And as of right now, Jakobi Meyers is still in concussion protocol. And like I said in my prior video, we don't expect him to play, guys. In this day in the NFL, if you get a concussion on a game, you're most likely minimum missing the next game. So with that being said, we need all hands on deck. We need Michael Mayer ready to go. We need Austin Hooper ready to go. I want to see some more out of Hunter Renfrow. We didn't play that much Hunter Renfrow last week because we were running a lot of 2 tight end and 2 running back sets. And when you have that, you can only really have your 1 and your 1A receivers, and that's Jakobi and Devontae. But with Jakobi possibly down this week, expect Hunter Renfrow to have a big game. So like I said, Raider Nation, this is a very winnable game. No one's expecting us to win. This is the Bills home opener. But you know what? If we could go in there, focus. The fact that we went a whole week ahead and stayed in West Virginia, I think that's going to really help us. This team is focused. If you looked at the interviews this past week, all the players are just talking about ball. Jimmy Garoppolo ain't talking about what is there to do in the city and hang out. He don't care about that. He's just watching film and talking ball. So, these players are this is a real brotherhood. I feel like this is a real team. As you can see, when he threw that interception last week against the Broncos, the defense stood up and was pumped up. They were chanting on our offense. This is a real team. This is a real brotherhood. That's why I expect this team possibly to make the playoffs. I know it's really early in the season, but let's go into Buffalo and sneak a win. Let's take a win from them. Let's make them the story of the week, for them to start off 0-2 this year. So let me know in the comments, do you think we got a chance to win this game? And if you do, let me know. Let me have some score predictions. My score prediction for this game is the Raiders win 28-27 with the last drive touchdown punching it in with Josh Jacobs with 1 minute to go, and our defense gets the stop. So let me know in the comments and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And until next time, Raider Nation, peace.